Michael and Fanzen, you, sir, are a Marine who never stopped serving, as you said earlier. You are a lobbyist. You advocate for motorcycle riders. You advocate for the Second Amendment here in Arizona. You advocate for constitutional rights, period. And on the last volume, we kind of spoke on the fact that even when it comes to things like, in the First Amendment, you might not agree with what the people would be saying on an opposing viewpoint that you have, but you will fight like hell for their right to say it, which is quite American of you. Kudos there.
America.
Right. America with a K. However, we decided we are going to discuss a topic about the difference between men wanting to fix things versus men wanting to feel things, right? And I want to get your take on that. And we were kind of spitting about it during the break. And I very much agree with where you were going about that. And you had mentioned, well, we're girl dads and, so it's okay to get pedicures. And then you and I were like, hell yeah, pedicures are fantastic. But,
If your listeners need to know, there are places around in the valley here that you can actually, guys can go get a pedicure and be around a lot of hot girls.
Right.
For less than $30, and you get your feet rubbed.
Right. Your feet feel fantastic. You're around beautiful women.
That's
like,
right.
What a time.
Right.
However, no, I just, when we were discussing it, you had kind of made mention of like, you go with your girls to go get pedicures and such. And you said, I want to show them that a man can be, and you said, I don't want to say feminine, but I don't think that there's anything feminine about that. Like, well, self-care is okay.
It's the perception.
Right.
Okay. And this is that fix versus feel misnomer that puts on men, especially I'm a Gen X.
Yes.
So it's put on my generation that boys don't cry. You got to be tough. You got to do this. You got to do that. And we grow up screwed up because of that. That right. It's unrealistic expectations that are put on men in this country that, oh, well, you know what? You have an expectation of being tougher than everybody else. That's how you succeed. You have an expectation of being stoical without knowing what stoicism is.
Right.
Okay. And you can't do it that way. You have to do it this way. And you have to drink beer, and it has to be Budweiser, and you have to drink bourbon or
Right.
But honey, I want the little fruity drinks with the umbrella in it.
Right.
I mean, it's that fix versus feel thing, and it stems from unrealistic expectations of who we are. It comes to the point of that the problems that we have, we're not realizing that, we don't need to fix something that's not broken.
Well, okay? And there's for a man who is secure in his masculinity, there isn't a need to compensate. And I'm sure we all know some man out there that puffs his chest out and he's the baddest ass in the room. And to me, that just screams insecurity. It screams like...
So I should stop doing that?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
No. You remind me of a quote. Okay, everybody's a tough guy till you get punched in the face.
Yeah,
I believe it was Mike Tyson.
It was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I thought of that quote, but when you're talking about the big tough guy things,
right?
Figure somebody up. I'm 5'6". Somebody that's 6'4", big buff, gym rat comes up to me.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Hi.
First thing I'm going to do if he starts trying to bully, I'm going to kick him in the nuts. Then he comes down to my size.
Right.
Everybody's a tough guy till you get kicked in the nuts.
Right. Right.
Find him first, pal.
He tucks him before he gets into a fight.
Right.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. I think that's somebody will mention it in the comments. Many people.
Yeah. I got into a fight one time. There were it's a long story, but there were 3 guys that tried to start shit at this party, and
tag team by 3
they got
guys? So
they got escorted away, and I fucking hate both of you guys.
Love you, man.
Joke's on you guys. We're cutting the whole thing. This interview's never going to make it there.
Cool.
All of my buddies were in, like, on this balcony smoking cigarettes. These guys came into the apartment where there was this party, and my buddy's sister, my buddy's girlfriend, and my buddy's girlfriend's sister were all asleep on the floor, and these 3 guys walk in, and I'm kind of hanging out on the couch, and they're, let's fuck with those girls. And I was like, you touch those girls, I'm going to fucking kill you. So all this stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. And these guys were all talking trash, and they left, and they were down in the parking lot flipping everybody off. And this one kid who, big, tall, gangly kid, was, you know, posturing, being tough and all this. And I just looked at him. I was like, dude, chill out. And he's like, but they're talking crap. And I was like, everybody's tough until they're bleeding, dude. Mm-hmm. You know? Later on, we made him bleed. But in that moment, yes.
Well, and this is the thing is, you know, trying to teach, and this is what really hit me was I have a younger sister.
Yes, sir.
And 22 years younger than me. Love her to death. She's my baby sister. And I grew up an only child. And then there's my sister who grew up as an only child because I was already at the house.
Right.
My stepdad taught me how to be a girl dad by watching him with my sister.
Yeah.
So when my girls were born, I called him up. I said, okay, well, I'm scared shitless. How do I do this? And he goes, your daughters are going to look for a man who treats them like you do.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, this is not good. This is not good.
Well, and
so I wanted to teach them what to look for on a date. I used to take them out on dates. You know, take them out to Olive Garden and, okay, we're going to dress up. I'm going to wear a jacket and tie, and you're going to dress up. There's a picture of my youngest daughter in Snow White outfit because that's what she wanted to dress up as. And we went to Wendy's just to have ice cream. Well, it was that one-on-one time or you know, taking my oldest daughter to the movies or coaching her t-ball team or baseball team.
Yes, sir.
And playing catch in the yard with her or she played softball, baseball and softball. I used to take her to the batting cage and she would be in the batting cage and I would just sit there and just watch her, just spending time with her. And because that was the most important thing. Men don't do that. You know, hey, I just want to spend time with you.
Right.
The thing that you know, we can buy our kids, we can buy our spouse, we can buy our loved ones, you know, presents every day of the week. We can buy them a house, buy them a car. What is the most precious thing that we have?
It's time.
It's our time. And if we can spend a little bit of time, that's some things that are so precious to us, with those we love, it shows them that we love them in that aspect of it. You know, and then, you know, saying it or cooking dinner or doing the dishes, vacuuming the house, you know, things like that kind of add on to it. That's just the bonus.
Yeah.
But we need to show that they're important.
And I'm sure you now have daughters that accept nothing less than being treated quite well. My
son-in-law, he and my daughter were 18. He was getting ready to go in the Navy, and he came to me and said, you know, sir, I want to talk to you about this. I want your blessing. I've already asked her. I want your blessing. We're gonna get married. And he goes, I'm not going in the Marine Corps, but I'm going to be a Navy corpsman and I'm going to be greenside with the Marines.
Yeah.
I hope that's good enough. Just funny. I mean,
yeah.
Great guy. I love my son-in-law. And I said, you know, you hurt my daughter, I will hurt you. He goes, sir, I'm scared of you. I am terrified of your daughter.
Right.
I'm like, what? She's got on skates and played hockey with me and checked me into the boards. I've seen her punch a 6-foot-tall guy for being a smartass to her. I've seen her take on 3 girls defending another girl who was being bullied.
Yeah.
She's 5'2".
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she's tiny and she's tough as nails. But she can be as feminine as anything else.
Right.
She rides a motorcycle. I mean, she's got trying to teach them that look for a guy that loves you for you,
right,
not for what you can get out of them or what you think. Let them be who they are. You be who you are, and you come together as a team. Now, I wish I would have learned this when I was young, because life would have been a lot easier in relationships. But as we get older, we gain wisdom from our mistakes, hopefully.
Of course.
With that.
But so, to get back to it, I mean, the whole time you're still talking about the same thing, the fix, not feel, right? Mm-hmm. It's, in my humble opinion, in the experience that I've had in the realm of men's leadership, in the courses that I've done, in being in the military, in being in relationships, so on, I've found myself in a position where oftentimes I am the rock regardless, right? I do everything I can to not be overly emotional. I do what I can to not cry in front of my girlfriend or her daughter. However, we put my dog down that I had for 12 years. She was my service dog. She was my best friend. She saved my life when I first got diabetes. Having her around saved me. I wept. And to that, I felt no shame in that. And I think that there's no shame to be felt in that. And I'm glad it sounds like we're very much on the same line, because I'd rather have a conversation versus a debate, because you sound like you're pretty good at them. But, I'm glad that we're in alignment to the concept of, like, it's okay for men to have a feeling. It's okay for men to have an emotion. It's not okay to get stuck in a victim mentality. It's not okay to stay depressed and constantly crying, and get help if you need it.
Well, that's kind of going up on something else too, on depression and everything else. That's kind of another topic, and because depression leads to isolation, and isolation leads to bad thoughts in your head, and which
right.
could end up leading to doing the forever yeet.
Yeah.
But I really think, and I really believe that our need as men to fix things is growing up with unrealistic expectations. Now, when I say that is, what do you expect when you do something? What do you expect when, you have a business? You expect it to be successful. You expect it to grow. You expect to be, a millionaire with it.
Yeah.
Well, how about just expecting, like, hey, I expect whatever career path I choose to be able to wake up tomorrow and like what I do.
Yeah.
It's not about the money.
Right.
It's not about the accolades. It's not about, the notoriety. It's about, I want to wake up and feel good about going to whatever purpose that is put before me.
Yeah.
Whether it's being a stay-at-home dad, whether it's being a janitor, or whether it's being president of the United States, it doesn't matter. They're all equally important for those who you interact with.
Yeah. Well, and it goes to, you cannot control people's reactions. Mm-hmm. You cannot control people's actions. You can only control your actions and your reactions. And when you were talking about that, like, I have a mentor who I love him to death. He's a, what's up, brother, every time I see him, right? And he says this quote, and I absolutely love it to death, and it's the way to maximize the way to maximize an outcome as to how, sorry, I'm messing it up. The way to maximize results is to have zero expectations on the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And I've adopted a lot of that in my life, right? I had, as you know, a career choice that didn't turn out to be fantastic, and I was surrendered to it. It didn't bother me to lose that career. I was okay. If God wants me elsewhere, then I will go elsewhere where he wants me. I have since found a very fulfilling job, and it's afforded me the ability to start this podcast. It's afforded me the ability to be around fantastic men that are continuing to mentor me, and getting to work for my boss is a mentor of mine, a man that I look up to immensely, and he will be on the podcast. And I say all that to say this: finding happiness within the world that you control is everything.
But okay, let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Finding happiness, that's using something outside, outlying influence can make you happy or sad or things like that. One of the things that I've learned over the years, that happiness comes from within. Doesn't matter anything that happens outside. Yeah, it could affect me a little bit, but you know what? My happiness and my joy comes from what's inside my heart. Doesn't matter who I'm with or who I'm not with or who I miss or who I don't miss. It is, or what job I have or what job I don't have. Yeah, there's things that could be disappointing, but my happiness and my joy come from who I am on the inside. Can I stand up and go to the mirror every morning, look in the mirror and say, you know what? You did the best you could.
Yeah.
Okay. And yesterday, and you woke up today, which is I'm happy about, and I'm going to do the best I can today to be better than I was yesterday.
Well, and I'm glad that you said something about that, because I completely agree. Happiness is a perspective. Happiness is not an amount of zeros in your bank account. It's not
a destination either.
Right. It's every day choosing today is going to be a fantastic day, even when you don't feel like it. Right. And I'm often, I talk about this because when somebody asks me, how are you doing? My immediate response, and the people that hang out with me often will say, my response is always, best day of my life.
Never heard you say that.
Lies. And they
I have
always
a pin that says that. Never a bad day.
Yeah. So, it creates a conversation every time that somebody, wait, what? Because they're not used to that. They're used to the, I'm good, how are you? But I want to push that kind of energy into the world. And that is something that I can control in my sphere. I can't control their reaction to it, but I can control putting out positivity.
I always answer peachy or peachy keen. Just to kind of, because it throws people off.
Yeah. Shake up the system.
Yeah. Have you ever read any Henry David Thoreau?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
Civil Disobedience. I got into Thoreau by reading Civil Disobedience because I wanted to fight, but reading Walden or things like that, and I started digging into a lot of the existential philosophy from him and Emerson and so forth from that time period. And he was very anti-IRS, so I liked him from the beginning. But anyway, he has a quote that in my, your will and your final paperwork and thing, if you can put it on my tombstone, I want this on my tombstone. I want a life whose plot is simple and doesn't thicken with every pimple. Think about that for a second. And it's the simple things in life. And if the pimples come up, so what?
Yeah.
It's not extra drama. It's just the simple things in life.
Yeah.
If you think of that quote and then read the book Walden, you'll understand that, hey, watching a duck land on a pond could be the most beautiful thing you see that day.
Right.
But it's the most beautiful thing you see that day. That means you got to see it.
Yeah.
that's the things that we need to be grateful for and joyous about and happy about. That, you know what, I got to coming over here. I rode my motorcycle over here. It's like 48 miles, so I'm gonna have a 100-mile round trip motorcycle ride today.
Yeah,
just to come out and hang out with you guys.
Get to.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. So it was great, you know. So I look at it. Okay, well, yeah, I got to drive across town. Yeah, I get to ride my motorcycle.
Right. Well, and I mean, like, even tying that commute into to spinning things in a positive way. Mm-hmm. I commute about 2 hours a day for my regular 9 to 5. These mic stands got to go.
Careful.
Yeah. So I commute about 2 to 3 hours every day, right? Depending on traffic. And whenever I tell somebody that, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, like, you serious?" And I go, "Yeah." And I hate traffic, but I absolutely love that I get to do that, because in that I'm listening to podcasts and I'm listening to YouTube videos on how to grow YouTube channels or how to grow your podcast, how to, you know, and I'm strategizing and I'm on conversations with Brandon, and it's my time to sit and unpack and be inside of my brain and not have to do the dog and pony of, you know, not that I don't love my girlfriend, but, you know, the good morning, babe, how are you? How did you sleep? You know, and all of the pleasantries that you have in just having day-to-day communication. Instead, I just sit and think. And so it's a blessing to have that as well.
My wife and I were talking. We're looking at to purchase a new home, and you know, I showed her where I lived up in the Verde Valley for a few years, and she goes, "Well, why don't we move up here?" I said, "Yeah, it's an hour and a half one way to the state capitol,
Yeah,
and I'm down there 4 days a week during session." She goes, "Yeah, but that's only 4 or 5 months a year,
right?
So you can commute."
She volunteered you for that.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Well, the thing is, she knows that I would.
Yeah.
You know, I like driving.
Right.
I don't like traffic,
Yeah,
but
same.
I like driving.
I love driving.
I listen to podcasts. I listen to the radio. You know, I go to sleep every night. I'm in the middle of Hunt for Red October, the audio book.
Yeah.
So I go to sleep and put it on for 40 minutes, and I'll go to sleep listening to a book. I like that background noise of, well, I could be learning something.
Yeah.
You know, that lifelong learner in me, whether it's whatever it is. You know, I just went through a whole history unplugged thing on the Roman Empire.
Okay. Yeah.
Things that I learned, things about the political aspect of the Roman Empire that I never knew, and I've read books about them.
Right.
So it's anything that, so the traveling is not to me, it wouldn't be a sacrifice.
Right.
I told her, I said, well, if I can hire one more person to take over some policy stuff and grow the firm a little bit more, then I could give some things away, and I could deal with the hour or 3 hours on the road a day.
Yeah.
You know, not a big deal.
Right.
So,
I mean, I'm very much in the same boat. I don't mind driving. I just hate stupid people and people that don't know what the left lane is for. Yeah. But anyway, I'm a strong proponent for that going into legislation.
There's actually a bill this year.
You, sir. You are my hero.
What's in the bill?
Actually, semi trucks can't be in the left lane, and
Agreed.
It has 3 lanes or more.
Yeah.
Representative Cupper, who's from Surprise, Air Force, retired Air Force.
Yes, sir.
Young guy. This is his second session. He's put some good bills up so far. He proposed a bill to two different bills. First one, no, if it's 3 or more lanes, semis can't be in the left lane. That gives us an opportunity to get, you know, a clear shot, which is great.
To just like Texas.
Yeah.
No left lane.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
We just drove up to Flagstaff, and I'm talking to my girlfriend, and I'm just like, you know, in Texas, they're not allowed to do this. And they're just the worst going to Tucson. Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
He's got another one that eliminates speed limits on some of the roads.
Who is this man, and how do I support his campaign for re-election?
Nick Cupper. He's from the legislative district out in Surprise.
Okay, people, go donate.
Kupper.
Give all you can. Give with an open heart.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Yeah. No, that sounds fantastic. I feel like, Brandon, if we can get the copyrights, if you could cue the Foo Fighters, There Goes My Hero. Right.
Nope. Not gonna do it.
Brandon, can you sing There Goes My Hero?
Actually, I can not do that. They cannot do that either. Not maybe the best in
Greatest American Hero?
Am I the greatest American hero?
No, the theme song from it.
No, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I could pull it up if you wanted me to.
No, sorry.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
He wasn't gonna do it anyway.
I know.
It's a thing with Brandon.
I want you to make the request so I can shut it down.
It happens.
Over promises under.
No, he doesn't even promise.
I feel like it's the other way around.
It's that
under promise and sometimes deliver.
I talk about, those things like the way to maximize results, to have zero expectation on the outcome. And yet every single time I'm like, Brandon, you know how to do this. If you could cue it there, and nope.
And I do know how to do it. I just choose not to.
Yeah.
It's for the love of the game,
choice.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the freedom that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I chose into doing a podcast with him, and here we are.
Yeah.
Do you now regret the day you said, hey, you know how to do this stuff. Can you help me build this?
Let's do a thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Build it and they will come.
Yeah.
Longest running joke of my life happening right now on you, bud.
Fantastic. You struck again. We went way off the rails there. We have a tendency to do that. I have ADHD.
I'm just a guy, and I'll go off the rails any chance
Exactly.
I possibly get.
The squirrels. Yes. Huh? What?
Wait, did they give you that in the military?
Shiny squirrels.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah. Well,